Hey guys, it's SambaShadow001 back at it again with the video games and back at it again with Destiny 2, although we're doing something a little different. It's a new series that I want to start up because I think it's actually pretty interesting and it gets me as well as you guys more involved with the Destiny community. So right now I have Reddit pulled up. I'm on the specific subreddit, Destiny Exotic Concepts. So these are fan created exotics, so stuff that they've created out of their own mind that they've put up, and kind of see what people get into and see, what ideas work and what don't, and kind of get feedback on what they have. And I decided to do this because tomorrow, as most people know, if you're playing Destiny, we're getting the Lumina slash Rose hand cannon on a weekly reset. So the quest will start. So why not start with doing new exotics right here and see what comes up? Because who knows? Maybe something like this will be added to the game. You never know. So the first one I see here is actually by Mr. Meep321. It's called the Punchies. They're exotic hunter gauntlets. And the intrinsic is flow like lightning. Your melee attacks can now be chained to quickly dispatch enemies. Rapidly killing enemies increases melee damage for a short duration. And its trait is Strike Like Thunder. Arc Supers now have more attack combinations and possess better enemy tracking and further lunges. Chaining melees will recharge Arc Supers. So honestly, this is actually kind of cool. They do have a note here, but it takes way too long to read all of that. Uh, Although they do have an example which I can read, because at first it sounds like it's a little too overpowered, but here, I'll read this example. I get 3 stacks from a 3 kill chain. One runs out. I will only regain 3 stacks by getting 3 plus kills on the next chain. So as you can see, you can only really increase your super depending on how many melee kills you get. Each melee kill will give you a slightly more percentage of your super, the more you chain them. So I think that's actually interesting. I think it's a pretty cool idea. I mean, if Bungie uses it, it would be awesome, but I feel like it's a little bit too overpowered, at least for the game currently. But it would be pretty cool to see with different range type things. I think it would be pretty cool. It's something that sounds kind of interesting, something I wouldn't really expect to see in Destiny, but I think it's cool. Next, we have this one, which is posted by Showbro. So it's called the Arid, or Arad, or ERAD. I don't really know. It is an acronym. This one actually has flavor text, believe it or not. So some of them don't typically. So it says the Extreme and Rapid Annihilation Device is our pinnacle of explosive weaponry. And it's an exotic solar machine gun. So it's a heavy weapon. So this will be interesting. So perk 1 would be Set the Charge. So it fires explosive rounds that latch explosive charges onto whatever is damaged by each shot. Charges explode after triggers let go. And you have Feeding Frenzy, which we know already. So this actually sounds pretty cool. I don't know exactly how the explosive rounds would work because it sounds almost like a perk for a grenade launcher. Um, it would be interesting to see. I don't know exactly what would happen. Um, like, do the charges do extra damage on top of doing base damage? Because machine guns kill pretty quick, so I feel like the explosive round wouldn't really matter. It also kind of seems like it's malfeasance as if it were a machine gun, but I feel like these two perks kind of don't really work together because a machine gun kills everything extremely fast anyway. I don't really see why setting explosive charges on enemies really do much. I mean, it's cool on paper, but I feel like in the game, like testing, it actually wouldn't work out that great. Uh, it is a little bit weird. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. I don't really know what else would be really. It just seems kind of okay. And by the way, speaking of Showbro, we have another one by him called The Lonely Army. Now, this actually sounds a lot better. I like this one better. But don't bother me none. I'm all that's left. The enemy is the one who should be scared. And it's an exotic arc sniper rifle. So, the first perk is All Together now. Precision hits chain arc energy to nearby enemies. And perk 2, Martyrdom. Enemies have a chance to drop an arc bolt mine when killed. And it has his note here: Martyrdom's perk leaves a stationary arc bolt grenade that will activate when an enemy comes in range. It will disappear after 30 seconds. The first thing is 30 seconds is way too long. That is way, way too long. Cut that in half to maybe 15 seconds. That'll work, or at least I would say maybe even less than that, like 10 seconds, because that is way too long for proximity mine to be set. So the weird thing is with this as well, if you're using a sniper, you get a precision hit, and they chain arc energy. Is that every time you get a precision hit? Because if that's true, that's a little bit overpowered. And also, if you're using a sniper rifle in the Crucible and you're getting a precision hit, it kills anyway. So I feel like there'd be no. So that's what I'm wondering. If the enemy is killed, does it still chain the lightning? But if the martyrdom perk procs, then does that cancel it out? That's kind of where I draw the line here. I don't know, because if it does both, get rid of that. Other than that, I feel like it's. I mean, it's interesting, it's cool, but I feel like it's kind of a ripoff of what's the weapon of the bow, Trinity Ghoul. I don't really feel like this is a great idea. It's cool. I mean, yeah, but I don't know. Showbro, you need a little bit more work, I think, on your concepts, but they are pretty cool. I will give you that. It is interesting. Next, we have another exotic sniper rifle, and this is by Frantics Memes, and it's called the Silverbird. It says, "You didn't throw enough grenades, so I improvised," and that's written by Shax. And so the perk is called Iron Bombardment. That's a pretty cool name. Rapid headshots drop slightly weaker versions of the grenade you have equipped. And your secondary perk, Thrown Enough, kills with dropped grenades charge the weapon's explosive meter, and when full, you can hold reload to load an explosive round into the magazine, which does double damage and slows the target. Okay, this sounds amazing. I want this weapon in the game. This sounds pretty well rounded. I think the only thing that I would change is the slow the target. Just get rid of that, because I feel like if you're doing double damage, it's already going to kill them anyway. It doesn't matter. But honestly, this feels really well rounded. I like how it's a weaker version of the grenade you have equipped, depending on what you have. It's not just some arc bolt grenade that just stays there. It's something that just, boom, it just creates something out of thin air. And it's weaker than what you have, so it's not going to do as much crazy damage. I think that's pretty cool. Honestly, I think this is a really well-rounded exotic. I would love to see this one. This is really interesting. I think this is cool. I really want it. So you know what? I'm actually going to up this one, because that is really cool. I do like that. It's really interesting. I love that. Next, we have one by Mr. Meep, once again, and it's called the Crown of Sorrows. It's an exotic helmet. It doesn't say for which class, though, so it'll be interesting. So we have your flavor text. What does it feel like? Fear, Galron the Sorrow Bearer. Galron, of course, is the boss from the Crown of Sorrows raid. So the intrinsic perk is 100 billion eyes. Precision kills marked nearby enemies. Marked enemies can be seen through walls and take more damage. It's trait class synergy. This armor piece can be used on any class. Oh, okay, we're going to have to talk about that. And trait logic of the universe. Defeating marked powerful enemies gives a boost in damage, ability regeneration, and super regeneration for a short duration. Okay, when it comes to this with the traits, you got to choose one or the other. You can't have both. And honestly, I think the class synergy is a little bit too much. And even then, the logic of the universe is also a little bit too much as well. I feel like this is basically a ripoff of One-Eyed Mask, like pre-nerf. I don't really like it. It's a little weird. Yeah, I don't know. No, I'm not into that. I'm definitely not into it. No, that's a no for me. That's a big no. That's way too weird. Let's see. Next we have another one by Showbro. Wow, these guys are posting constantly on this one. So it's called Bada Boom. It's an exotic grenade launcher. So hopefully he actually has something that's not too overpowered. They called me a madman when I suggested more explosives. They weren't wrong. So it's a void grenade launcher, and the first perk is turn it to ash. Shots from this weapon split into multiple grenades. And perk 2, sift the soil. Multi-kills with a single shot have a chance to grant reserve ammo. And he just says basically it's a cluster bomb firing grenade launcher that rewards crowd control. This is actually really good. I like this. Yeah, that I can see this being in the game. Showbro, you nailed it on this one. This one's really good. I do like this. That's pretty awesome. Because I can totally see this in the game. It's something that could compete. I think yeah, it's an amazing idea. I mean that's going back a month ago, so that's pretty cool. I'm really I like that. That's awesome. I don't know why I thought that was really good. Huh. Yeah, that's really interesting. Huh. Yeah, I'm down with this. I think it's pretty cool. All right, next, and this is going to be our last one, and this is from Spayton, I believe, because there's two fours in his name. I'm gonna guess Spayton. And it's an exotic hand cannon called Burden of Remorse. So let's go into this. So the flavor text here says, Guardian, we're always here for you. You're not to blame. And it's Amanda Holiday. Its exotic perk is called Return the Favor. At least that's what I'm guessing by the parentheses here. It says precision shots have a 45% chance of returning to your magazine. Okay. And then he has a list of different perks that it can roll with. So this is a randomly rolled exotic, which is kind of weird. Okay, so it comes with small bore or rifled barrel. The traits here are Dragonfly, Outlaw, Rampage, Mulligan, or Snapshot. Okay. And I don't know how Mulligan would work with this Return the Favor, but okay. And then it says Burden of Remorse looks as if it was a black ace of spades, but the ace on the center of the weapon is white, and fire emanates from the barrel, and the hammer is white as well. Well, the ace on the center of the weapon is white. It always has been white, so you clearly have something wrong on there. Of course, we already know it's a primary. This one's not great. This one's really not great. Um, huh. It seems too generic. Way too generic. And then you got Mulligan. I know it says now with Mulligan where it says increases chance of return of the favor to activate by 5%, so it'll be at 50% chance. I feel like this doesn't matter. Precision shots have a 45 chance of. No. No, I'm not liking it. I'm definitely not liking it. It's basically Ace of Spades, but okay, it's basically Ace of Spades, but with triple tap. Like, yeah, this is a big no for me. That's really bad. I don't think I can end on that. I think we're gonna do one more and we'll be done. Yeah, I am not down with that. So here we go. We'll do this is our final one, and this is another one by Showbro. Oh my god, Showbro. It's called Paladin's Force. I love the name already, and it's an exotic bow. And it says I shall repel all those who stand against me. Oh, is this oh, it's a heavy bow. Oh. Okay. And it says perk 1, become the wall. Charging arrow holds you in place. Charged arrows cause the target to be knocked back and stunned for a short duration. Perk 2, lead the charge. Enemies stunned by this weapon take more damage from all sources while stunned. Perfect. It's amazing. Here's the thing. I would say put this in the game, but they kind of already are in Shadowkeep. They said they have a heavy bow, and it's exactly solar. And it's got knockback. This was 2 months ago, so he could not have known about Shadowkeep and what they were doing, unless he somehow leaked it in a way. Or they really did take the idea. But yeah, like this is actually going to be in the game, so I would say yeah, it's pretty good if they're using it in the game. Yeah, so they had knockback. Because remember in the video they kind of showed that. So it has knockback. I do like that it holds you in place. So you kind of got to go all in. That's pretty cool. I like that. That's interesting. So yeah, I'm all in for this one. This one's really cool. And anyway, that's going to be the last one of this video. If you guys like this, I'm trying to start a new series. If you guys like this series, I'll keep going on this subreddit and finding more stuff to do. There's plenty of exotics on here, and people keep adding more almost every day. So I would just say, like this video as much as you can, because this is actually pretty cool. I like doing this. It's more involved in the community. Anyway, if you like this video, of course, like it anyway. Duh, I've already said that. Make sure to comment and subscribe. And apagando las luces.